Hi, Seth here with BlenderSensei.com. Today we're talking about an add-on feature for the Hacker add-on from BlenderSensei.com called code inserts. Code inserts are code segments that you can edit and create yourself that dynamically generate into these menus, which then allow you to select them and insert them into your script wherever your cursor happens to be. So for instance, if I were to hover my mouse over code insert and then go to operator, modal, basic, this will insert a basic modal that I have saved in the code insert templates. So in addition to Hacker coming with some pre-installed code insert templates like this, it's also really easy to create your own new ones or delete existing ones or overwrite them by simply creating one with the same name. There's some really sweet options also built into this feature. For instance, here you'll notice that I've got this term addon upper, which prefaces this class name, and then a lowercase and underscored version of this right here. And what this will do is it allows instant text substitution if I were to insert this code into a script that Hacker had determined was part of an add-on, and then it will just automatically find that add-on name and then fill in these values, which can reduce a lot of typing when you're doing things like adding operators or menus, etc. to your add-ons. To show you what I mean, let's go ahead and open up the add-on that we've been working on with these demonstration videos called Modeler Pro. Click on that, opens this up to the init file. And so there are several files inside of this add-on. If we go to the project tab, which is directly under the add-ons tab. So there's the init file, and then there's a few .py files. So it doesn't matter what file I'm on. If Hacker determines that file belongs to an add-on, it will use that add-on's name when you insert code. So for instance, we could click on the ops page, which is just a simple py file we're using to store our basic operators. So say we wanted to add a basic modal like we did before to the blank text file. This time we'll go code insert, operator, modal, basic. Here's that same operator, but this time notice that the names have been automatically filled in, and that's pretty sweet. Saves us some time. I mean, we would still probably want to adjust this name to be a custom class name and, you know, probably has some functionality beyond just being vaguely called basic modal, so we'd want to adjust that. But in general, this helps with branding and helps reduce the amount that we have to type. So when creating these code inserts, which I'll show you how to do in just a minute, it's really useful to always have some comments about how to use it or some special notes maybe, and then also include whatever modules or things that need to be imported for the script to work. However, depending on what you're mostly doing that day, like say you're just inserting a lot of little pieces of code, such as something related to an operator like a message here, you may not want to include comments and all that kind of stuff. So there's a really sweet option here. If we go to options, templates, we can turn strip code inserts on. And this will strip comments and imports from the beginning of the code insert. So it will still leave commented text that is indented within your code insert, little script piece thing, but it will get rid of everything that it starts with, like this stuff, which can help speed up things. So now with that option enabled, let's erase all that and see what we get when we do the same thing. Operator, modal, basic. And now we get a much more concise little code segment here, and this is probably what you want to leave on most of the time. However, it's really nice to have those notes available, like say you added some code insert about how to do something that you've been struggling on Stack Exchange or something, and then like a few months later you go to try to use it but you forget exactly what's going on with it. It's convenient to have that option. Alright, so to add your own code insert, what you're going to want to do is go to a blank text file, or you could open a new one up if you needed to, and then you'll want to paste or write out whatever it is that you want to save. So say for example, we were having a hard time remembering how to access an object's height or its z value. We could say height equals ob dot, no, not z, dimensions dot z. So say we wanted a few notes here, little provisos, advisos, what are words? So we could say like, this won't work in every situation, or rather, this will only work depending on the object's orientation or something like that. And then we could include the imports, which is just a basic BPY, which is pretty common sense. You probably wouldn't need to have that for memory's sake. But anyway, here's a little example of a code insert. All right, so the way this works is that these menus in the code insert menu are dynamically generated from just a giant folder of .py files. So every submenu that appears here is actually the name of a file. But what happens is Hacker dynamically generates these submenus that group them all together, and this becomes an awesome way to create a mind map of where things are or what you're after. You can just quickly hover your mouse to get to something, and it works out great. So for this example, we would probably call this something like object, and this is just the standard Blender text editor file naming thing here. Object get height. You could press enter. Then we would press right click, edit templates, save code insert. And now if we were to right click again, code insert, object get height, there it is. And so that's going to paste that code out. If we were to turn strip code inserts on, it would not include this, which we probably don't want most of the time because a lot of this stuff is on a gradient between like how common sense it is or not. So it depends on what you're working on if you're gonna want to see notes all the time or not. But press that and we get that. So I would say that this category is looking a little lonely here. So let's add one more thing to it. Let's go ahead and do width. And we could just do this for, I think that's gonna be Y, right? Or depth, it's one of them. This is just an example anyway. And then we could change this to object get width and right click, edit templates, save code insert. Same situation, code insert, object get, but now we have two things to pick from. Very nice. All right, so that's basically how code inserts work. They're a super awesome feature of the Hacker add-on, which if you want to learn more about that, just head over to blendersensei.com/hacker. And there's lots of cool stuff there for you to check out and learn about. And there's also a couple of free add-on templates you can download as well. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.